Paddle Scotland, the national governing body for paddle sports in Scotland.
So Scotland has some excellent opportunities for paddling, but it's really important that we spend a little bit of time thinking about the safety element. We're going to use Water Safety Scotland's code. Step 1 is stop and think and spot the dangers. Step 2 of the Water Safety Code is stay together and stay close. Step 3, in an emergency, call 999. So I've turned up at my beach and I'm just about to launch. What I want to do now then is just spend a few minutes looking out towards the water and trying to identify any obvious hazards or features that might get in my way. Particularly, I'm thinking about wind direction and wind speed. I have a slight wind coming towards me when I look out towards the loch, which means that the wind is blowing onshore, which means that if I lose my paddle, I will be blown back towards the shore. We have to be really careful when the wind's blowing the opposite direction or an offshore wind, because that means that we may have difficulty coming back. As well as wind speed and wind direction, we should be thinking about air temperature and water temperature. Now today I've got this windproof top on, which is going to keep me nice and toasty. I've also got a buoyancy aid on, which is going to help me float if I end up swimming about in the water. Having some means of flotation to help you when you do end up swimming is really important to your safety. I could add a pair of gloves and I could add a hat if I want to keep myself a bit warmer. And I definitely want to make sure that somebody knows where I'm going. So I can use my phone in a waterproof pouch when I go to the water, and I can use that to attract attention if I need to, if I get into difficulty. I've got no doubt that the air temperature is quite warm just now, but actually the loch temperature, the water temperature is going to be quite chilly. Yeah, I've got to accept that. So when I fall in off my kayak or off my canoe, I'm going to experience cold water shock where I'm going to gasp for breath for a few seconds. Try as much as possible to relax and gather your thoughts and then get back onto your kayak or back onto your canoe. Before I launch, it's really important that we spend a few minutes just checking the equipment. Now my paddle here has a blade and a T-piece and not many movable parts. So I just check that that's all in order. I want to just check the buoyancy bags at the front and the back and make sure they're inflated, and also the seats in place and the kneeling thwart, and then I'm good to go. With my kayak, it doesn't have buoyancy bags like the canoe, but what it does have is hatch covers. So I just make sure that the hatch cover at the front's in place and the hatch cover behind us, because these are waterproof compartments that are going to help me float when I get on the water. I may also want to check the backrest and also the seat. And we should be looking after our equipment and washing it down with fresh water after every use. So just before I launch, I'm going to just spend one final minute checking that it's going to be safe for me to get onto the water and importantly get off the water here. It looks okay just now, so I'm ready to go.